Alyssa Farah Griffin has been a panelist on The View for 3 years. During a recent episode, Alyssa admitted that there have been many moments when she has been brought to tears because of her work on the show. Keep reading to find out why. Griffin has repeatedly cried at work. Whoopi and Sunny ignore co-workers' struggle. As Alyssa Farah Griffin was hired as The View's latest conservative panelist in 2022. Griffin formerly worked as a political analyst, serving as the White House's Director of Strategic Communications before her position as a panelist on The View. A recent discussion on safe places in the workplace led to Alyssa making some major revelations about her time at The View. Whoopi Goldberg and Sunny Hostin were engaged in a conversation about safe places in the workplace. In particular, the pair were making fun of Gen Z's bathroom camping and creating emotional bunkers. Goldberg asserted that she has never had a safe space at work. In addition, Hostin said that crying at work was unprofessional. Sunny explained, "This crying at work thing, I don't know. I've never felt the luxury to be able to cry at work. I just try to get my work done, be as excellent as I can and go home and chill out. I don't know." The View, Sunny Hostin. Alyssa Farah Griffin brought to tears. Alyssa Farah Griffin was baffled by the unfolding of the conversation between Whoopi Goldberg and Sunny Hostin. She interrupted the pair and asserted that she often cries at work on The View. In addition, she stated that she often hides her tears from the others. Alyssa stated, "I have cried at this job at least half a dozen times." "Are you kidding me?" she asked Sunny. "Have you done this job?" Griffin further explained that she considers every corner of the building a spot where she can cry. She argued, "This is a very hard job to do, and oftentimes, I have the only opinion that's different at a table of 5 people. I would like to state, for the record, this is a great job. Every time I have cried, producer Brian Tedda gives great hugs." Controversy on the set of The View. It is not just Alyssa Farah Griffin who has been brought to tears by her position as a panelist on The View. Similarly, there have been several panelists over the years who have admitted to having difficulty coping with their position as a panelist on The View. Former panelist Meghan McCain said, "A lot of demons that started in the beginning, and none of those demons have been exorcised." In addition, Rosie O'Donnell had such a hard time that she ultimately ended up leaving her position on the show. Sunny Hostin tries to get Alyssa Farah Griffin to let her speak. The View. Alyssa Farah Griffin pointed out that fellow panelist Sarah Haynes has shed tears on air before. Haynes responded, "Gen Z and maybe the generation before are talking about this issue because they can call it something. For years and decades and millennia, we have all channeled it into other places. But yes, I do cry." Whoopi Goldberg remained skeptical of what her fellow panelist had to say about the emotional toll of their position on The View. However, she said, "There is nothing that people should be able to do to you here to make you cry. Let us support you, because nobody should be crying at this job." The culture in the workplace on The View set has led to many of the panelists struggling to cope. Alyssa Farah Griffin is not alone in shedding tears in the workplace. In addition, with a wide generational range amongst the panelists, they often struggle to connect. The View airs on ABC Monday through Friday. Alyssa Farah Griffin's emotional struggles on The View spark workplace culture debate. A challenging role on The View. Since joining The View as a panelist in 2022, Alyssa Farah Griffin has brought a conservative perspective to the iconic ABC daytime talk show. With a background as the White House Director of Strategic Communications, Griffin was no stranger to high-pressure environments. However, a recent episode revealed the emotional toll her role on The View has taken, igniting a broader discussion about workplace culture and emotional expression on the set. During a conversation about safe spaces in the workplace, Griffin admitted to crying multiple times due to the demands of her position, highlighting tensions among the panelists and exposing generational divides. A heated discussion on workplace emotions. The controversy unfolded during a segment where co-hosts Whoopi Goldberg and Sunny Hostin discussed the concept of safe spaces at work, specifically poking fun at Gen Z trends like bathroom camping and emotional bunkers. Goldberg, the show's moderator since 2007, dismissed the idea of needing a safe space at work, stating she had never had one in her career. Hostin echoed this sentiment, calling crying at work unprofessional and emphasizing her approach of focusing on excellence and leaving emotions at home. "I've never felt the luxury to be able to cry at work," Hostin said. "I just try to get my work done, be as excellent as I can, and go home and chill out." Griffin, visibly stunned by her colleague's remarks, interjected with a candid revelation. "I have cried at this job at least half a dozen times." "Are you kidding me?" She admitted to hiding her tears from her co-hosts, noting that she considers every corner of the building a potential crying spot. Griffin defended her emotional response, explaining, "This is a very hard job to do, and oftentimes, I have the only opinion that's different at a table of 5 people." Despite the challenges, she praised the supportive environment, particularly highlighting producer Brian Tedda's comforting hugs, and clarified, "This is a great job." Not alone in the struggle, Griffin's emotional vulnerability resonated with others who have faced similar challenges on The View. She pointed out that co-host Sarah Haynes has also cried on air, a fact Haynes confirmed, noting that younger generations are more open about naming and addressing emotional struggles. "For years and decades and millennia, we have all channeled it into other places. But yes, I do cry," Haynes said, suggesting that generational shifts have made such discussions more visible. Griffin's experience is not unique in the show's history. Former panelist Meghan McCain once described her time on The View as battling a lot of demons that started in the beginning, and none of those demons have been exorcised. Similarly, Rosie O'Donnell's tenure was so emotionally taxing that she ultimately left the show. These accounts paint a picture of a high-pressure environment where the diversity of opinions, while a hallmark of The View, can take a significant toll on its panelists. Generational and cultural tensions discussion revealed a generational divide among the panelists, who range from baby boomers like Goldberg to millennials like Griffin and Haynes. Hostin and Goldberg's skepticism about workplace crying clashed with Griffin and Haynes' openness to emotional expression, reflecting broader cultural shifts in how vulnerability is perceived. Goldberg, while dismissive of the need for safe spaces, offered a supportive tone, saying, "There is nothing that people should be able to do to you here to make you cry. Let us support you, because nobody should be crying at this job." Yet, her comments seem to overlook the unique pressures faced by panelists like Griffin, who often represents a minority viewpoint at the table. The workplace culture on The View has long been a topic of discussion, with its intense debates and diverse perspectives creating both compelling television and personal challenges for its hosts. The show's format, which thrives on spirited disagreements, can amplify emotional strain, particularly for those like Griffin, whose conservative stance often places her at odds with her liberal-leaning co-hosts. Viewer reactions and ongoing debate. Episode sparked significant buzz on social media platforms like X, where viewers expressed empathy for Griffin's vulnerability and debated the show's workplace dynamics. Some praised her for speaking out, with one user posting, "Alyssa's honesty about crying at work shows how tough The View can be. It's not just TV, it's real pressure." Others criticized the dismissive attitudes of Goldberg and Hostin, arguing that emotional expression should be normalized in high-stress environments. As The View continues to air weekdays on ABC, the episode has prompted reflection on how workplace culture evolves across generations and how public figures navigate personal struggles in the spotlight. Griffin's revelations underscore the need for empathy and support in demanding roles, even on a show celebrated for its bold discussions.